Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. In today's video I'm taking a look at the limited edition Fans Hobby the Red Dragon. That's their MB-03B. Comes packaged in a plastic clamshell with a set of instructions and a mighty huge bag of accessories. And here we have him out of his plastic prison, and doesn't he scream vibrance. I know Fans Hobby are continuing to get better and better with every single release, and I know this is just a remold and resculpt, but isn't that an amazing sculpt? Yes. Now of course this is Fans Hobby's take on Megatron. He looks really good done up in these colors. Of course we do get a lot of heft in these die cast feet. You have all of those extra accessories to pop on him. This is one of the newly sculpted wings which fit on him. Look at all of that translucent plastic, but it's not thin plastic. It's done to an exceptionally high standard. Now when we come in to slide these wings in, you want to make sure the top piece is large, bottom piece is small, and we're just going to push, and that's just going to slide all the way in, and this is all the way in, and we'll just bring those back, and those are some pretty impressive looking wings. I believe they're meant to be kind of folded up for this mode, but they just look incredible with such a huge wingspan there. Now, like we got with their MonsterBot upgrade sets, we do get some hands. They're just pinned fingers with an additional pin through the trigger finger. Now these just slot in to the compartments on the dino head, so let's just open up the dino or dragon head, whatever you want to call it, and just slide those all the way in. So he's got some hands. So we can bring in his weapons, getting a really big Transformers RID or Carbots vibe about these weapons. You can either join them together and slide them in through the hands, or they can be displayed as separate swords. Personally, I love having these slid down and joined together. We have a sliding nub just at the back there which slides into the hand, very much like what you get with the Make Toys Masterpiece figures. And here we have him armed and ready, all done up with weapon in hand. He has so much appeal to him. There's just so much character. It's surprising what some minor remolding and some amazing paint can do to a figure. And still not happy with how angry and aggressive he looks, then why not add one of the two flame effects included in the package as well. They just replace the hands and slide in to the dragon's mouth. Here's a very varied scale comparison to show you how he looks amongst some of your other bots. And here we have him alongside his first version of the mold. I mean, seriously though, what a difference a lick of paint and some remolding can do. Let's just take a look at how excessive the remolding is. It would appear that it's mainly just the wings and the head sculpt. The rest is done by the magic of a paint application. Really love the fact that they've removed a lot of the tampos on this. This has some very kind of, well, Chinese dragon, I guess, look to it. It is gorgeous. Very, very seductive look to him. And once again, that head sculpt is perfect. Really does a grand job at capturing the arrogance of Beast Wars Megatron. Articulation does remain the same, but if it is your first time visiting the mold, then the head can look up and we can look down. That's a great range there. There's actually more motion on this head than there is on the previous version. We can go left and we can go right, and we can tilt to the side very maniacally. Coming down to the shoulders, I'm just going to remove the flame so it doesn't get in the way of showing you what he can do. We can come up on a lovely soft ratchet, around on a friction joint, come out to the side on a friction joint. We have an upper bicep rotation. We get a double jointed bend. I love how that curves, and there's great clearance there. We have the ability to move these jaws in and out, and as well as that, we can also pull and fully extend the dragon mouth. That's where you're meant to slide the flame in once this is fully extended. Now at the moment I have the torso locked in. If we just give that a pull, lifts this chest up slightly higher, allowing for a waist rotation. Hip skirts move individually on the front, and we can bring the leg on a soft ratchet forwards. We can bring it back, out to the side on a lovely soft ratchet. Upper thigh rotation, and a bend on the knee just a bit shy of 90 degrees, hindered by the back of those legs. The feet themselves, we can pivot to the side, we can go up and down, and we can actually rotate left and right as well, something I long for in a lot of Masterpiece Transformers. The wings are on a double hinge, so they can come backwards on a soft ratchet. We also have another ratchet folding them inwards. It can go up and down. We get the ability to spread these wings quite wonderfully on various points of articulation, and we also get the dragon arms on the back, which are ball jointed and have an additional bend. Very fluid, very robust, a great looking and feeling figure. Young Megatron weighs in at 743 grams. That's 26.20 ounces. And from the bottom of his feet to the top of that gorgeous looking noggin, we're talking around 9 inches. That's 23 centimeters. And for those of you with limited detail space, we're looking at nearly 21 inches on that full wingspan. That's about 52 centimeters. Now, as remarkable as Megatron looks, he does, of course, transform. So let's get him changed up into his beast mode. Now, first port of action is to remove the hands from these plugs. Easy access can be gained by just lifting and pushing this dragon head backwards, and the same goes for the lower side. That way we can get full access to that joint. But for the purpose of the transformation, we're going to have this dragon jaw all the way forwards, and we're going to pull and fully extend it. This neck tab undoes, just lifts upwards, and this backpack piece comes away, revealing the back section. And we can now slide these chest panels apart. That allows this piece here to collapse inwards inside this chest. We can then push Megatron's head back downwards, and that's going to just disappear inside that cavity, and we can just collapse all of this back in together. These tab in here, and then we can just bring this piece back over, push tab, and connect that downwards. We need to bring these shoulders up. These are going to rotate around so that they're brought out to the front. The dragon heads then need to bend this way so they can arch, and then bend them around again. You can have it either way. You can either bend the heads so they go downwards, or you can rotate it around and then around again so the heads can kind of look upwards and back on themselves. I like to have one of each. Come down to the legs, bring this heel spur back, lift this piece up and out, and this piece here is just going to fold upwards like so. This piece here is going to come up, and giving it a little push, it's going to come all the way around, fold back on itself, collapsing back into the outer leg, much like you would expect from a Dinobot. We can then bring this leg up, And because we've bent this section here, that now clears this crotch area with ample room for clearance. With this foot coming round, just push up on this tab, bring the foot around, and then we have a big heel spur and a dragon leg, which we can then bring down. And if we look on the side here, this piece here lips over and tabs, locking that joint nicely into place. And then we have a dragon arm and a dragon wing. We then start bringing the crotch and all of these legs in, tabbing everything in smoothly. Come around to the back, and just make sure that the torso is collapsed and tabbed into these pieces here. Just make sure the hip skirts are folded all the way down to avoid any clearance issues, and then we can just fold these pieces out and down, sealing off the back of the dragon. If you're looking for storage on this guy, we have some fist space underneath these little side pods. They don't plug in perfectly, but there's a circular tab under here which comes in very handy. And if you look at the back here, we've mounted the swords using a circular tab just on there. The swords look glorious on the back there. And of course, we've gone for the flame effect on the beast's mouth. And here we have him fully transformed up. That's a very nice look for him. It does exceptionally well at capturing the character there. Love the purple on those dragon heads, and the gold with the black around the eyes really makes them pop. Very, very nice repaint indeed. Very clever repaint at that. And a quick scale comparison in his beast mode. He is a very big bot. Literally, the only thing this guy is missing is some form of flight stand, because he's a very dynamic bot for his size and shape. And especially in that robot mode, I'd love to be able to have some kind of flying, taking off poses, especially with that big spear weapon in hand. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Fans Hobby have taken an already very fun toy and gave it an injection of awesome, resulting in some Beast Wars goodness. If you're a Megatron fan, I highly recommend this figure. It is a fun, really well built piece. The sculpt is exceptional and the colours are incredibly vibrant. Hope you found this video useful. If you have, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share, and of course subscribe. If you are interested in the rest of the Fans Hobby figures, I've included a link up here to their playlist. And until next time, from myself and Red Dragon, thanks for watching. Goodbye.